Boy, I gotta say, Stellantis got some balls. You wanna sue? You wanna sue a dealer because they've got tired of your BS. That is right, guys. Welcome on back to TK's Garage, and the scumbaggery that is Carlos Tavares knows no bounds. Instead of following your own terms and conditions as a manufacturer to a dealer, or following the law in the respective states that you operate in and do agreements with these dealers, you decide, I want to try to pinch some more pennies because I don't want to pay this out. But unfortunately, tough. Stellantis, we're going to put this right here. Stellantis sues North Carolina dealer to avoid $180 million buyback. Can you say the third quarter is starting off with an L? Yes, it is. And let's get into it. Automotive News is reporting that Stellantis has initiated legal proceedings against Randy Marion Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, a dealership in Wilkesboro, North Carolina. The lawsuit aims to prevent the company from having to repurchase over 3,800 unsold fleet vehicles, a move that would cost Stellantis around $180 million. They get into some background of the dispute, so let's get into that. The conflict began when Randall Marion, the principal of the dealership, notified Stellantis on June 13th of his intention to terminate the dealership's sales and service agreement. Marion demanded that Stellantis repurchase the inventory of new vehicles by September 13th in accordance with North Carolina state law. The law requires automakers to buy back any new, unsold vehicles acquired within the last 24 months from a dealership that is ending its franchise agreement. That is the law. That is what some of those franchise agreements are there. And now, the manufacturers ain't liking that. Well, guess what? When they have that many vehicles sitting there and they can't sell them, nobody's going to buy them from a fleet when they don't think you're going to exist in a year or two. Businesses are going, nah, we don't want it. And now Stellantis is going, well, you're going to have to pay. We're not buying them. And no, he's 100% right. I think he's going to win easily in court. In his communication, Marion did not specify the reason for terminating the franchise, but emphasized that the dealership expected Stellantis to comply with the statutory repurchase obligations. Bang. And here's the thing. That's fine. If Stellantis doesn't want to do that, what could end up affecting a bunch of other North Carolina dealers is the state of North Carolina will say, cool, you can't give any more of these cars to any dealers in the state of North Carolina until you honor your agreement or fine them more money than it would have cost if they just bought them back. Just more dumbassery from Carlos Tavares. Anyways, Stellantis' lawsuit that was filed on June 28th does not dispute the termination of the franchise agreement, but challenges the requirement to buy back the fleet vehicles. The automaker claims that over the past 3 years, the dealership ordered a significant number of fleet vehicles, many of which were reportedly sold to specific customers. However, it has been revealed that many of these sales were not genuine, leading to an unusually large inventory of 3,841 fleet units. Now, let me explain why that's important. The reason why they weren't sold is because the dealer, now this is not public information, the dealer was instructed by Stellantis to take a portion of those vehicles and make them service loaners for other service companies. Like, say a guy has a plumbing company and his van's going to be down for a month for an engine swap. They give him another van as a loaner. This was done so that Stellantis could inflate their sales. This will come out in court, and the court's going to go, and they're going to slap the dog shit out of Stellantis for this, because it's Stellantis's own games playing with inventory that caused that problem. It is Carlos Tavares' own directives telling major auto groups, including smaller auto groups and dealers, to put these vehicles to look like they were sold so that Stellantis could inflate numbers. That's the facts. According to the lawsuit, the dealership reported selling 4,532 fleet vehicles in 2023 and an additional 770 between January and May of this year. Stellantis contends these figures are misleading and that the dealership violated company rules by stockpiling fleet vehicles for resale at higher prices during a period of high demand. Well, here's the thing. Stellantis kept pushing dealers to take more and more inventory so they could inflate their numbers. Anybody remember this? Myself, OC Motivator, other people, Butter the Insider, we all talked about this. Now, the chickens are coming home to roost. Dealers are like, yeah, we'll take these in if you're going to give us these incentives and these other things, right? And they'll sell whatever they can, or high dollar vehicles, demons and other stuff. They're getting allocations for taking these fleet vehicles. But now the dealers are going, F it, we're closing our dealership. You have to take this shit back. And Stellantis is trying to go, oh, no. They're playing by the rules that you gave them. And that is the state law. You're going to pay it. You're going to comply, or you're going to lose your ass. Because they're going to take you to court and slap the shit out of you. This is crazy. Stellantis is seeking a court ruling to clarify that North Carolina law does not require it to repurchase the fleet vehicles under these circumstances. The law mandates repurchase of new unsold vehicles acquired within the last 24 months if they have not been significantly altered or driven more than 1,000 miles. Now, that's why that was key. Because if you remember, Stellantis told these dealers to put these out of the inventory so it looked like they were sold, make them service loaners so the dealership owned them to drive them up to 1,000 miles. Why? Like in a state like North Carolina, why did they do that? Because then they could still sell the vehicle and the dealer had no risk of, if the dealership went bankrupt or something happened, these would have to be bought back. Now, Stellantis doesn't want to play ball because one of their larger dealers there has a shit ton of inventory, and they're saying, we're done. This is a not winnable business. I'm not going bankrupt. You're going to take this inventory back. Let's see. However, Stellantis argues its policies do not typically involve repurchasing fleet units because dealers do not maintain large inventories of such vehicles without committed buyers. The automaker also alleges the dealership used its own fleet account number and those of large corporate customers without prior authorization to order and stockpile vehicles. You mean the straw buying? You mean the straw buying that you as a company allowed on the Demon 170 and every other last call friggin' car? You didn't give a shit about the general manager over at Antioch Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in California putting his name and his finance manager's name on two Demon 170s so they could stow them in the dealership and try to sell them for $300,000. Are you pulling those allocations back from those dealers? We saw all the other Mickey Mouse ass shit that has been going around. Stellantis, this is all Stellantis. Stellantis did all of this to themselves. And you know what's crazy? This is just one dealership group in North Carolina. It's $180 million. What do you think happens if AutoNation pulls out tomorrow? Bankruptcy. That's what. Their ass would go bankrupt. What if it was Lithia or Penske? Or, insert any of the massive Dodge dealerships. What if Mac Haik did it? What if Mac Haik said, we're done? $180 million would be a drop in the bucket. They would be effed. And they know it. So they're trying to do this now and try to get this ruling to cover their ass because they see the influx of dealers are about to say, we're done. As the video we published earlier said, the call did not go good between the major auto groups and Stellantis. I think that Stellantis is in a lot of trouble. because the laws in several of these states are very specific. They're going to have to take back this inventory. Now, they can try to slow walk this with a lawsuit for a little bit. But North Carolina, yeah, if that's in a state court, you're not going to drag this out like in a federal court for the next 2 years. That's going to get settled pretty quickly. And the governor in North Carolina, well, I don't really agree with everything that he does. His attorney general and the people that are there don't play a lot of games. Just saying. The automaker, they talked about using their own fleet account. Some of the fleet vehicles were modified or customized, which Stellantis claims should exempt them from the repurchase agreement. You mean the Black Widow packages and the other stuff that you authorized them to do so that they can sell it? You mean the other stuff that they have contracts with your partners to do? Come on, man. Listen, this is Stellantis making rules for thee, but not for me. You had no problem signing that franchise agreement with them, and now here's the thing. Not only are the customers are tired of your shit, but the dealers are tired of your shit. And while the dealers did screw over customers, I'm not co-signing anything that these dealers have done over the last couple years. I'm not. But you know what? Stellantis had the opportunity to put those son of a bitches in check year after year after year. And they didn't do it. And now, guess who the dealers are coming to F now? Can't screw the customers anymore, so time to screw the company. Well done, dealers. I guess I got to put some more short options in. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Give this video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And as always, stay petty, my friends.